You know, the Twitter trolls really got to me last night because there were people already claiming that CJ Stroud is a bust. He's another Ohio State with that quarterback, another Ohio State quarterback that was good in college and sucks in the NFL. And I really got pissed off, man. Like, you guys don't know how heated I was on Twitter going back and forth with these trolls. And I know that I shouldn't have spent too much time worrying about those trolls because I think most people who have realistic expectations aren't tripping off CJ Stroud's shaky debut that he had in the Houston Texans preseason opener against the Patriots. He went 204, 13 passing yards, and had 1 interception. And honestly, like, I don't even think he played bad at all. He played how you expect a rookie to play in their first NFL action. And the interception that he threw was when he was trying to hit Tank Dell, who has been his go-to wide receiver throughout training camp up to this point. And of course, when you have a wide receiver that you have a lot of likeness towards and somebody who is your number one target, of course, you're going to try to force the ball to them in situations where you shouldn't. And CJ Stroud was trying to hit Tank Dell on what I believe was either a corner route or an out route. And he threw the ball a little bit too late. And Jalen Mills made a good read on the play and he picked it off. That's what you expect from a rookie. That is a rookie mistake. And I was hoping that we would see a little bit more of CJ Stroud in this game. I was a little bit disappointed that D'Amico Ryans took him out a little bit early. Because you see, with CJ Stroud, I feel like he got to get his feet wet a little bit more. You ever went to a pool and you go to stick your feet in the pool and the water's cold as hell and you pull one of these, you stick your feet in, you go, ooh, I ain't going in there. And somebody got to push you in the pool to get in. They got to force you to get wet. Like, I feel like the Houston Texans should have let CJ Stroud really get deep in the water, man. They didn't even let CJ Stroud get enough time to really get his feet wet. People were saying, man, like, CJ Stroud got enough playing time to get his feet wet. Like, you call the few drives that CJ Stroud was in getting his feet wet? Because I don't call it getting his feet wet at all. I call it dipping his toes a little bit briefly in the pool. Now, after the game was over, during the press conference, CJ Stroud said that he really wanted to go back out there and make up for his mistake. But D'Amico Ryans was like, you know, that's just part of the preseason, the growing pains. You can learn from it. And I actually think that D'Amico Ryans not allowing CJ Stroud to go in for more drives was actually a good thing now that I think about it. Because yeah, you could have thrown CJ Stroud back out there for a couple of more drives, allow him to continue to get some experience. But I think taking him out does a little bit more because you allow him to think on it. And now, when the Houston Texans play their next preseason matchup, he's going to be even more eager to have a good performance. So I think that not allowing CJ Stroud to re-enter the game and allowing him to think on that interception and allowing him to think on that mistake is actually a really good thing that D'Amico Ryans did. And CJ Stroud, I'm not tripping on his preseason debut. I still think that he's going to have a fantastic career. And I think that there are a good amount of positives to take away from CJ Stroud's preseason performance. First of all, his offensive line, whoever the hell they had starting for him, those guys need to be replaced ASAP. Because if those are the offensive linemen who are the Houston Texans backups, you better hope that everybody on that offensive line is able to stay fully healthy, because if not, it's going to be a crapshoot back there. I mean, that offensive line had CJ Stroud running for his life. If you were one of the people who were questioning if CJ Stroud was still going to have that willingness to run the football like he displayed in the semifinal game against Georgia, your questions were answered, because CJ Stroud was looking like the light-skinned Lamar Jackson out there. There's no way you can tell me that CJ Stroud wasn't looking good when he was running the football. I think CJ Stroud may be a way better athlete than what most people were giving him credit for, because the way he was running, he kind of looks like he runs a 4.6, don't he? Like, CJ Stroud has some serious wheels on him. And hopefully we can see more of his mobility, maybe on some design quarterback runs, read options at some point throughout this season. But the offensive line didn't really do him any favors. But when he did have time, he looked pretty comfortable in the pocket. He was going through his reads. He was making progressions. It's just that the throw that he tried to make to Tank Dell was ill-advised. He never should have tried to force that pass. But I think since CJ Stroud has such a good relationship with Tank Dell, that was a big reason why he decided to go ahead and pull the trigger anyway. And obviously, after he made the throw, you could tell by his facial expression when he was walking towards the sideline after the play was over that he obviously wanted it back. But I think CJ Stroud is going to be perfectly fine. For all you Twitter trolls out there, congratulations. You won. You got the best of me on Twitter, because I absolutely lost my cool on Twitter last night. Because you guys know how much I love CJ Stroud, man. I want this dude to succeed so bad. Like, I got so tired of people coming for CJ Stroud after they lost to Michigan, questioning this dude's toughness, questioning this dude's ability to be an elite quarterback. Like, I'm really rooting for CJ Stroud to succeed so bad. You guys don't know how much of a fan I am of CJ Stroud. And when he threw that interception, I already knew I was going to be in for a very long night. But if you're a Texans fan, I think most of you guys should be pretty cool. Nobody should really be overreacting to one preseason game. CJ Stroud, over the last couple of days of training camp prior to this game, has had some really good performances. He started to pull himself away from Davis Mills. And I think that CJ Stroud in the next preseason game is going to look a lot much better. I think that he looked pretty calm in the pocket. And I think under pressure, which is something that many people had criticisms about CJ Stroud with how he handles pressure, I didn't think he was too bad. You know, he was able to get outside the pocket, pick up yards, attempt to extend plays, but the offensive line in front of him just completely failed him. And when he got sacked on that first time, I was a little bit concerned. I was like, oh, I hope he ain't injured. I hope he ain't injured. Like, this is my problem with these preseason games. If you're going to put your rookie quarterback out there and you expect your rookie quarterback to start week 1, don't put him behind a trash offensive line full of backups, bro. This is your franchise QB. Protect this man. You shouldn't have third stringers and second stringers blocking for him in the preseason. I know that Houston was down 3 starters, but damn, you telling me you had nobody better to put there? Honestly, like, you could have gotten CJ Stroud hurt out there, D'Amico Ryans. Y'all got to do better with the offensive line. Give my guy CJ Stroud some time to cook, because I promise you, CJ Stroud is one of those quarterbacks that once he gets in rhythm and once he gets locked in, he becomes a dog. And when he gets hot, he's really hard to stop. So I'm hoping that in the Houston Texans next preseason matchup that my dude CJ Stroud gets way better protection, because his offensive line didn't do him no favors. And the fact that he was only on the field for a short period of time doesn't really give us a lot of things to talk about, because you would love to see how he would have responded after that mistake. But, you know, I don't think anybody should really be flipping out trying to label CJ Stroud a bust because of one preseason performance. And the Patriots are really good against rookie quarterbacks, albeit it was the preseason and Bill Belichick isn't really showing nothing crazy. Imagine if this was the regular season. Okay, things could have gotten a little bit worse than what they looked like last night. You shouldn't be concerned about CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud has A1 work ethic, and also he really wants the opportunity to make up for, you know, that mistake that he made. I think that next preseason, or the next preseason game that the Texans play in, CJ Stroud is going to have a way better performance. But if you're trying to label CJ Stroud a bust after one preseason game,
come on now, dog.
Y'all got to cut it out,
Come
man.
on, man.
Like, I don't know if y'all are trolls, Michigan fans, or just haters of CJ Stroud. You just have this weird fetish with seeing people fail. I don't get why CJ Stroud was getting so much criticism on Twitter when he only played a couple of downs in one preseason game. This is what y'all do? Y'all try to judge somebody off one preseason game? Didn't Patrick Mahomes have a preseason game when he threw hell of interceptions? Like, didn't he have a preseason game when he kind of struggled early in his career? Like, we act like rookie quarterbacks go into the preseason and they're just completely flawless. Like, some of y'all really got to chill out on the haterade that y'all are drinking towards CJ Stroud. I tell you guys this every single day. That haterade is not good for you. You need to put that crap down. It's not good for your lungs. Go drink some water and come back with a different mindset when it comes to evaluating CJ Stroud. Imagine if we were to judge every single quarterback based on their first game. Do you know how many QBs people would have already have given up on that turned out to have really great careers? I'm not worried about CJ Stroud's shaky performance in his preseason debut. And if you're a Texans fan, you shouldn't be concerned either. And learn from me, don't get into it with the CJ Stroud trolls on Twitter, because all you're doing is wasting your time. I don't know why I spent 30 to 40 minutes of my life arguing with trolls on Twitter, but that's just how much I love CJ Stroud. When I'm really passionate about a player, like, I would defend them like I know them personally. I don't know why, but I really just want to see CJ Stroud succeed, and it didn't really sit right with me just allowing people to call this man a bust. You can't call somebody a bust based on what college they came from. CJ Stroud, for all we know, he could have a way better career than any other Ohio State quarterback that has entered the NFL. Like, there was a stigma that Alabama quarterbacks weren't good. Tua's pretty solid, and Bryce Young could be really good also. You can't judge a quarterback based on one game or what college they get drafted from. That's stupid. So, I'm not stressing over CJ Stroud having a rocky start to the preseason. I think that he's going to shake back, and I think that he's going to look way better next week in the Texans' next preseason game.